I am showing one landing gear down.
That's what Gary was saying. He said, I bet you his landing gear isn't showing.
Paul said he had no idea what the
No.
Everything ran good. Checked both fuel tanks, burning, 60, 65 gallons an hour. Didn't leak it.
In the cockpit of a plane named Barbara, young George Bush, along with his 2 crewmen, were armed with a torpedo, but they were a big target.
It's a kind of an intimidating looking airplane because it's so big.
Aircraft expert Kermit Weeks has an Avenger, like the late president flew, here at Fantasy of Flight in Polk County.
Wings folded, so they could get a lot of them on the carrier.
And a lot of them didn't come back.
Well, you have to understand, the mission of this airplane was a torpedo bomber. So they were putting themselves at the mercy of all the deck guns shooting at them.
United States carrier-based planes swooped down on enemy warships.
They had to dive straight at the target for the torpedo to be accurate.
Because the airplane was basically a sitting duck. It had to be stable.
He was shot down. His 2 crewmen were killed. But this amazing historical film shows how he was rescued hours later by an American submarine. He turned down a chance to go home after that and returned to his squadron. Years later, when he ran for president in 1988, he came to Tampa, and so did Kermit Weeks, flying this Avenger.
He saw this airplane. He just did a beeline. He took his jacket off, unloosened his tie, ran over, and zip, zip, zip. He just jumped up and sat in the cockpit,
The cockpit and controls looked just as they did many years before.
He said, Kermit, he said, I think if my life depended on it, I think I could crank this up and get it around the pattern, So he was really excited.
They used the plane for a campaign commercial, and they talked about flying.
I think it was kind of a pretty cool trip down memory lane for him, and it was a great honor for me to meet him.